The air in the truck filled with suffocating tension. The insecurity breathed down Tim Pyke's neck, showing teeth that would have scared him if it had been anyone else besides his son Josh in the car. It all added to the discomfort tightening Tim's chest muscles around his heart. Josh averted his gaze out of the window, his face long and set in hard lines that reminded Tim of himself, only without the gray blending with the blonde on his temples and the 5 o'clock shadow Tim couldn't shave away, no matter how hard he tried. "How's Kristen doing?" Tim had talked to her on the phone earlier that morning and was well aware of her current state. He didn't know whether Josh knew they communicated or how often. Talking about Kristen seemed like the best approach. It let Josh know he'd changed his attitude toward their mating. He was trying, damn it, and he just wanted Josh to say something instead of sitting in silence. Josh made a non-committal sound and otherwise didn't speak. Tim sighed. "She told me she's pregnant." Some days Tim felt ancient, like grandbabies should have been a thing long before Kristen had gotten pregnant. On other days, he felt at about the right age for them. Maybe having a kid around the farm would breathe new life into everything. The gods knew they needed it. Letting him play with the piglets and foals in the spring, and taking him for tractor rides like he had with his own boys, sounded just the thing he needed. "I'll love the boy." The corner of Josh's mouth turned up. "Might not be a boy." Tim shook his head. "Pikemen have boys." Josh's gaze narrowed. "Oh, so now you're dictating my child's gender? Like you tried to with my mating?" Tim sighed. Everything he said came out wrong. He might deserve Josh taking offense, but it didn't make it feel less tragic. "I had all boys. Grandpa had boys. His father before him, and the generation before that. All boys. Stands to reason, is all. Males decide the gender." It was as much of an apology as he was likely to get. In some ways, Josh was a lot like him. Headstrong and massively stubborn. It had been cute when he was little, but not so much since he'd grown into an adult. Especially when all that stubbornness pointed Tim's way. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Tim had to bend, because if he didn't, he might lose Josh. It was bad enough that Marshall had stopped coming around. Tim hoped by adjusting his attitude, Marshall would visit more often. "You know what your biggest problem is?" Yep, the apple didn't fall far from the tree. Josh had always been bold when he thought something was wrong. It just took him longer than it did Tim to say something. But once he did, he didn't censor himself.